The tailplane and elevator was successfully fitted to P7056 in May earlier this year. The tailplane is now fully rigged and permanently fitted. The construction of the Whirlwind will require the elevator and top fin to be removed when the horn balance rudder is fitted later in the year. This will also allow for final adjustment and connections to the flight controls to be undertaken. As well as the rudder assembly, the fin to tailplane aerodynamic fairing, i.e. the acorn, has now been manufactured. A complex structure manufactured from a series of laminated components. The acorn was the solution to severe vibration of the tailplane created by the original blunt intersection of the tailplane and fin. The acorn to be fitted was the final development fitted to production whirlwinds. Construction work has now commenced on the wing centre section, the main structural assembly of the aircraft. The cockpit section, fuselage and tail, along with the forward fuselage and armament, with the outer main planes, all bolt on to the centre section. The spar is constructed with an upper and lower aluminium T-section boom. The spar, where it passes through the radiator bay, is strengthened by a number of aerodynamic struts shaped and angled between the spar booms. Central and outer shear webs carry a variety of brackets and lugs to locate the nacelle structure, undercarriage and flap hydraulics, and the fuel tank. The design is centred around a 3-spar construction. The inner wing section is a hollow structure housing the cooling system. Front and rear spars extend to the engine nacelles. The main spar extends to the brake for the outer wing planes connection and carries the wet wing fuel tanks. The first phase of the centre section primarily focuses on the rear spar manufacture and construction. The booms, machined from stock extruded T-section, are also profiled to match the upper and lower wing skin aerofoil profile. Very heavy press blocks required to produce the profile were manufactured, a complex process undertaken in stages to ensure the springback when forming the profile came to rest at the correct form. A purpose fabricated frame and 12 tons of applied force were required to complete the process. The lower spar boom also forms the lower fuselage profile. This requires templates and tapered rollers to ensure the boom remains straight when forming the lower curvature. There are 32 spar struts across the 3 spars, the 3 sets being of different lengths and form. Pattern material being very expensive, and in the Whirlwind's case just for a single use. A single set of 3 patterns was produced. This enabled the casting of the complete sets of struts for the 3 spars. Patterns were also produced for the brackets at the spar ends that hold the rear fuel tanks. We are fortunate in possessing part of an original rear spar, as this proved to be very different in detail from the only known general assembly drawing. Patterns and castings are also required to manufacture the split bearings that hold the pivot for the undercarriage hydraulic jack. The lugs that locate the pivot for the flap hydraulic jack were machined from solid billet. The split bearings also form the foundation for the undercarriage support structure in the rear of the nacelle. They are bolted through the spar booms and shear web, connecting the angle brackets that attach the stiffening components for the nacelle floor. Various lugs are required to hold the hinges for the radiator cooling flap doors and the supports for the cradle that hold the radiators and oil coolers. The bottom of the centre section consists of a series of removable panels required for access to the cooling and flight control systems. These panels are attached by rows of floating strip nuts, which in themselves are riveted to the underlying structure. A time-consuming and fiddly job to fit, all accompanied with some 500 rivets to attach the shear webs and upper wing skins. The rear spar is in the final stages of completion. Please keep a lookout for part 2, the main spar. The WFP is a not-for-profit registered charity whose aim is to reproduce a late production Whirlwind Mark I. If you feel you could assist the ongoing project by becoming a member or offering a donation, please visit our web and Facebook page. Please also visit our partner in the Whirlwind project, the Kent Battle of Britain Museum Trust at Hawkinge. Many thanks for watching and continued support.